Hello, and welcome to another episode of Insights. My name is Bill Russell. I'm a former CIO for a 16-hospital system and creator of This Week in Health IT, a channel dedicated to keeping health IT staff current and engaged. Our hope is that these episodes serve as a resource for the advancement of your career and the continued success of your team. Now, on to the show.
Today on Insights, we go back to a conversation host Bill Russell had with Craig Richardville, SVP and Chief Information and Digital Officer for SCL Health. The topic of discussion, the shift in culture with long-term work from home. Bill asks Craig, how has hiring changed? And how do you determine the right kind of culture in this time of remote and hybrid work?
So you're hiring people. Let's talk a little bit about remote work. How does hiring change? And then culturally, typically when you hire somebody, there's an introduction to the organization that just naturally happens. You walk around, you introduce, that kind of stuff. How has hiring changed? How has making people a part of the culture changed in this time of remote work?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think when you look at ourselves and others, certainly, human resources is really going to be even more of a critical strategic partner in helping the healthcare system, in this case, to continue to evolve and to succeed. Because when you look at retention of existing people, you look at the recruitment that you're talking about, new people coming into place, replacement of individuals or positions. We have within my area last year, when all this was happening, we intentionally went through then every single position that we had, and we classified them that this could be a virtual position or an in-person or on-site position. And we went through all of that. Then we looked to see who were in those roles. And we had some that were mixed. And some of those were for good reasons, for good personal reasons or professional reasons, that he or she wanted to be on site, even though the position could be anywhere in the country. Or the person was expected to be on site in a leadership role, for example, but because of other personal circumstances, he or she had to be somewhere else in order to fill that role. So we intentionally identified all of that. And then when you look at how we look at recruitment coming in and new people coming to be part of the organization, that retention piece, it does become a very tough role. It's a new challenge for us of how we can stay connected. So I actually offer Cokes with Craig, which are kind of open forum type things. I also have coffees with Craig for the morning, similar type stuff. We do every week. We have a open lunch. So we get maybe 50, 60, up to 100 people that will just come in and just have lunch. And the thing that I've seen when I first came here 2 years ago, most of the questions in the open forums and the way that we connected, and also I'm on chat all the time. So there's chats that's happening continuously. It really was more about on the professional side. And what you're seeing now is kind of a transition. We talk more about cars or boating or children or anything you can think of. It's interesting how I think as a culture, as a division, certainly within my scope, we're starting to talk a little bit more about the person and less more about the profession. And I find that an interesting transition, because really, when you look at people at home, like, for example, yourself, I can see some of the things in your background, the things that you like, the things that you're proud of. And you can see that now in other people's lives. And so when a little child walks through, or a dog or a cat comes flying through the video, people will pause and they'll say, hey, tell me a little bit, or bring her back, or bring him back, and let's chat. It's really becoming a lot more personal. And I think that's a big advantage, to really create that kind of culture that you're really caring about the person as much as you are about the position.
Yeah, we used to have like a bring your kid to work day, and now every day is bring your kid to work day. It feels like it's, I've gotten to know people at a different level. It's been really interesting. I noticed, though, you're in the office. So is that a conscious decision on your part?
It is. I'm 5 minutes away, so I'm just right around the corner, and it's comfortable. And there's a few of us that have come in on a regular basis throughout the pandemic. Officially, we're closed. The building's closed. You have to have an exception to come into the office, or a reason why. So we're watching it very close and making sure that all the social distancing and all the pieces that are in place are really being lived here when people are coming into our buildings. But I do enjoy coming in and being part of this. I've worked at home, I think, Bill, maybe 2 days, and I enjoyed it. But really, for me to get up, get going, coming in, it's just part of my routine. And, part of my routine also was, coming in on Saturdays and Sundays. And when I do my workout at the gym, it's just kind of a natural progression I will say some of the things, like stopping at my favorite breakfast place and those kinds of things have changed. And now they're kind of getting back to that at a different level, but they're starting to come back a little bit. But I do enjoy the environment. It's a very comfortable place that we have here, and it's enjoyable, and I get to see a few people every now and then.
Wow. Thanks for tuning in. Another great episode. If you have feedback for us regarding this content and materials, or if you would like to help us to amplify great thinking to propel healthcare forward, which is our mission, please send us a note at hello@thisweekhealth.com. Thanks for listening. That's all for now.